Donald Trump was supposedly considering to pardon Diddy. And, I've even thought that Diddy's probably going to get 5 years. I've predicted this. Diddy's going to get 5 years or 4 to 5 years. He's already served one. But regardless, he's going to have 4 more years to serve with some of the drug programs and whatever, reducing his time by a little bit more. But regardless, he's going to serve time until at least 2028, right? I believe that on Donald Trump's last day in office, Donald Trump will pardon Diddy. I said that a pardon was out of the question if he got convicted of any sex trafficking charge, which there were 2, or actually 3, one within the RICO, one of Cassie specifically and the escorts associated with her, and one of Jane Doe and the escorts associated with her. He got cleared of all sex trafficking charges, and he got cleared of all racketeering charges that included sex trafficking, forced labor, arson, and any type of, very violent stuff that the RICO entailed. The only thing he got convicted of is that the dude got convicted of paying for penis. Like, that's essentially what it is. He got convicted of the transportation of individuals for prostitution, which is just basically buying penis and traveling them across state lines. Listen, selling pussy is as old as like the Stone Age, man. I mean, that should go back to biblical times. So I think Trump, while, he probably won't say, oh, no, I bought pussy too. I think that's a pardonable offense since that's the only thing he was convicted of. And I thought that he would do it as a gesture as he exits politics, so to speak, even though Trump and his family, I think one of the Trumps are going to have to step up to carry on the MAGA flag somehow, because I don't think the Trumps are done with politics after Donald Trump, 8 years in office ends in 2028. But it would give him some goodwill among a lot of communities if he pardoned. And I think that's what he was looking for when he pardoned Kodak, Lil Wayne, and even when he went and got A$AP Rocky. And by the way, he pardoned Youngboy, right? So I think that Diddy was in line to get that, and he would get it on the last day. However, he was asked recently, and there was a conversation, he did an interview, and people have been thinking, now, you know why this is important? The judge is probably looking at this. They shouldn't, but they're probably looking at this and say, well, if I'm going to sentence this guy, Trump is going to pardon him. Now, it could work both ways. If I'm the judge and I think Trump is going to pardon this guy that I'm going to sentence, I'm going to give him a harsher sentence that people could look at me as tough on crime, right? It looks like I'm respecting the victims. At least I did everything in my power to keep this guy in jail. So you give him a harsh sentence because the idea is, well, he gonna get out on a pardon anyway, right? If I'm Diddy's team, I really don't want this conversation to be up for conversation right now. Let me get sentenced first, because again, they might give you a harsher sentence. Anyway, Trump was asked about it, and he spoke about it in an interview, and this is what he said in the interview about possibly pardoning Trump. Pardon Diddy. He said this.
Sean Diddy Combs,
right?
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
Yeah, and it's hard, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs,
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about George Santos?
Boy.
Sean Diddy Combs?
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so.
One thing with Trump, man, he definitely uses the office of the presidency as a very petty way of saying, listen, the way you treat me, I will treat you. And one thing I don't know if you admire it about him or you think maybe this is a disgusting way to use the presidency or the office of the presidency. He does favors for favors. Oh, you fuck with me? All right, I'll fuck with you. Okay, cool. All right, you help me out? I'll help you out. And he kind of does that. You know what I mean? That's what I keep telling y'all. You know what I mean? It's my boy. It's my boy right there. You know what I mean? But, again, the power of pardoning really rests and relies in the hand of the president of the United States. It's solely his decision. So he could do it or not. If you ask me, I think he will do it. But I think right now he's not going to commit to doing it. Right? Like, again, the young boy thing, I think he was going through some other shit. There was some international issues and there was some MAGA stuff that was happening here. He gave a few little nuggets. First of all, he wanted to get a few of his people, pardoned. But he gave a couple other people some little tokens or trinkets. Like he basically gave young boy a pardon. He granted clemency not clemency. He commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover on the federal life sentences, right? However, I don't think he's going to do the Diddy. I think he's going to do the Diddy thing. It's just not going to do it now. And I think people want him to commit on record to saying yes. And I think for him, he's showing how petty he is. He's like, that nigga did talk shit about me. Now, here's the thing. When he's leaving office, what we've known is that when Trump gets into his business bag, he does a lot of business or he does care about the quote-unquote African-American or hip-hop consumer base. Not necessarily their opinions, but the consumer base. And that's why he's going to throw out a Kodak Black or a Wayne. And I could see him pardoning Diddy, I'm going to be honest with you. Not that that's what the majority of black people want, but I could see him doing it. But last day, not now, last day. So I think he said the right thing. He shows how petty he is. That nigga used to talk shit about me. I ain't thinking about it right now. I ain't thinking about it. He used to talk shit about me. I ain't thinking about it right now. Last day of in office, if homie gets anything past 2028, Trump's pardoning him. I think so. I believe so. All right. 50 Cent, who was there to, laugh at that, obviously, he says, yo, can you believe he thought he was getting pardoned? Okay. He said, no, sir, you are not. You said very nasty things. And he's laughing at it. Now, people kind of got at 50 to say, yo, why are you gloating over this? Like, yo, bro, you're a street dude. Like, why are you happy people are in jail? And he says, gloating. He said, that feels negative. No. I simply said Trump's not going to like the nasty things he said. Okay. So, obviously, 50 is, I don't know if you want to say enjoying, but he doesn't seem like he's losing any sleep for the idea or the fact that Diddy is not getting out anytime soon and definitely won't be getting out by pardon anytime soon. So we will see, my people. We will see. Somebody said 50 trolling days are past him. It's going to be a sad day in hip hop. It's tough. It's tough. Okay. Give me a second. I want to get into this Cardi B stuff a little bit. It feels convoluted, though. The Cardi B stuff is convoluted.